Hello and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to Skygate, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place primarily in the dwarven hold of Skygate and the terrifying Underdark beneath. Last time we left, you guys were breaking up the slave trade. There was a group of syndicates, there's 2 syndicates. Through questioning one, you kind of got information to get after another that you then kind of attacked a place of and found information to attack this.
And one of us died.
And had a pretty rough fight with the syndicates meeting with a Lila Swamp Teeth, not a hag.
Hashtag not a hag.
Hashtag not a hag.
Hashtag girl boss.
Who
Was a girl boss.
you guys broke up the exchange of goods and people. You killed all but one of the people who was taking place in this, the last of which being Lila herself, who transformed into some sort of massive hulking not a hag monster, and cast lightning bolt on a group of you in a doorway as you chased after her.
What was the name? Hulkhagen?
Hulkhagen, that's right. That's right. Oh yeah, see, I did determine that Lila does talk like Hulk Hogan.
Because who's down?
I'm at 1.
Okay, so it's...
Everyone's at least stable.
Oh yeah, because I stabilized Candle.
Everyone was at least
stable.
stable.
Most of us are like knocked out in the streets.
Yeah, it's because it's
You guys can kind of
Axel
like back
and
alleyway.
Down on the corner,
There.
out in the streets.
There's a hag in the warehouse, throwing lightning bolts at my feet.
No, that was my face, not my feet.
I mix them up sometimes. We'll start there.
That's
confusing.
not nice.
But we'll pick back up where we left off, which is with a lot of you beat to shit. But everybody is alive and well, including the 2 people who had been captured and were about to be sold to hashtag not a hag, Hag Hogan herself, Lila Swamp Teeth.
I took him back.
Because I think the only people who are nearby where the hag is me, Candle, Thagar, and Axel, and Thagar and Axel are down.
Did you cure wounds?
So
You're
No.
kind of a strength build, right?
What?
yeah.
You grab one of them, I'll grab the other one. We'll grab the chest, and I think we'll head for home at this point. This fight is over.
I think
Yeah, we can't
there
do
are
it.
healing potions on me if you want to like revive the 2. There's 2 healing
Do you
potions
have healing
in my
potions?
pack.
I think I used mine.
If we just want to like wake up the
I
2
could do
people.
crave healing.
Dermir is still there as well.
How long does that take? Like 10
Did he?
minutes?
But he's not
We
close
have a
by
little-
though. Isn't
He's
he?
pretty close. I mean, he's down the street from you. I think the only person who was really like heading out, you were trying to get the other 2 to safety.
Yeah, I was heading home.
You were getting them out of the area. So everyone else is there in relative states of consciousness, but
Yeah. I'm
5
just
of the
gonna.
6 you are still in the area.
Do you have
You're just a pray healing. It's like
Prayer of Healing?
because that does
So
like
that's 10
That's
minutes.
in a radius. Right?
Yeah, that's like an area, and I think it does 3d8 plus something,
6
plus your wisdom.
things or something.
Yeah, that's one that's like crazy
2d8
broken if you do over a short rest or
whatever,
something.
yeah.
It's just like, it's an out of combat mass heal, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get them...
Y'all get 9.
9?
And it takes 10 minutes.
Oh wait, sorry. Y'all get 14.
Hey.
How many people get 14?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Besides,
6.
Besides Lala, who's not near.
So I go to
Oh,
And I
you were
think
right.
also it's just...
Including myself. Does that count?
Lala had a sweet
You can do
duel
yourself.
with Orc Assassin.
Yeah, I was,
That was bad.
and then I almost died.
Listen, I did manage to trick him with my alibi hologram, so that
You
was
did.
pretty awesome.
He also managed to just totally whoop-de-wop himself by burning his big ability, running into the darkness that we all just left.
He got one attack opportunity that I believe he missed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these things happen. However,
It's nice when it happens to the NPCs instead of
the
main
group
characters.
of you that are still in that area, are you looting through the bodies at all? You're taking. You said you wanted to take the chest. Are you doing anything else in this area before you go?
Yeah, we'll see if they have like any like orders on them, especially that assassin dude. He might have like, go to this place, signed me, evil,
Okay.
evil, evil. Yeah.
You give me an investigation.
Or a map with all of
I
their
want
safe houses marked on
to.
it.
I want to investigate the hooded figures that were with Hulk
Roll.
Hagen.
What is my investigation? It's
chest
plus
is
3.
The chest is
13.
not. 13?
It's 7.
Oh, well, I mean, if the chest is not blocked. I was going to wait till we got home, but if it's not blocked...
Opening the small
chest.
chest, it seems to be flush with platinum pieces.
You just get a freaking dart to the forehead.
This is ours now.
No one.
Looking through the hooded figures, you find
Tired.
two scrolls on them.
Cut them all out.
I'll grab the scrolls.
Okay. And looking through the assassiny orc,
What
you
chest?
find
It disappeared. It was illusory.
you see that his like kind of scimitar blade in one hand seems fairly mundane. His curved dagger seems very, very high quality, very nice. He also, looking through, doesn't have any like money or anything really of value on him. It seems like it was pretty like, this is a business meeting sort of thing, not bring a whole lot of extra guffins with him. However, you do find tucked in the small pouch with your 13 what looks like a iron tooth. Like a kind of, it looks, it's too big to be like a false tooth, but is absolutely kind of in the shape of a human-ish tooth and is entirely either encased or made of iron.
Make note of that tooth's ironness. Or I guess in this case, a humanness.
Ironness.
Or in this case, humanness. Iron tooth, parentheses, human.
How big is it?
Too big for a normal, like I said, it's too big to be a false tooth for like a human or an elf or something, but it is shaped in a very human way. It's just big.
Yeah, it's not like a fang. It's like,
Yeah, it's not like a sharp fanged tooth. Like it seems like it's probably
It's
it
a
looks like a
giant's
molar.
a molar.
It looks like a molar.
So wait
I'll
for...
make a note of that molder's moliness.
Moliness. Your moliness.
Your
moliness.
Your divine moliness.
It's really... My guess is it's a way for these people to like identify each other or whatever.
Could be.
Before we go running around with it, maybe we should see if it's magic, just so...
Alright, everybody stand
I'm just
back.
saying, across various other D&D campaigns, and Savage
Have
Worlds
picked up tracking
campaigns,
tokens. Yeah.
and Star Wars campaigns, we've had a bad habit of just carrying tracking devices around with us.
Because they were shiny. We
We
forgot
should probably cast that detect magic on the chest too.
Yeah, well, I'll cast identify because I'll take 10 minutes to ritual cast.
Are you guys doing that here?
Oh no, we should.
We should
leave. We're all
Yeah,
in
we
rough
should-
shape.
We should get out of here.
Let's meet up with Lala.
We
Wherever
also
she
keep
went.
doing like extra legal justice, and
Eh,
should probably.
that just makes it extra legal.
Yeah,
It's not just legal.
It's extra legal.
You guys know that like you're in a pretty secluded area now. There's a decent chance before too long the ruckus that was raised here will draw some attention, and you've already spent 10 minutes to do your prayer of healing to kind of recoup some
And
damage.
as-
So it'd probably be
Good.
prudent to clear the scene if you don't want to get caught at it.
Are we just leaving all these bodies in the street?
Yeah.
It's New York. What are you gonna do? Or is it more like Gotham? I guess.
What do you want
Scenario.
to do? Take them with us?
No.
Bury 'em?
Burn them?
Now, if I had Mold Earth, that would be
That'd be
super.
something.
Nah, leave them for the gods to
Mold
figure
Earth,
out.
great cantrip for a necromancer. I'll just put
Because
that.
if they see the dead bodies, they might think it's just a business deal gone wrong. So
Yeah, obviously these guys. Hey, we have to like kick them into shape so it looks like these guys were fighting these
Put
guys.
a knife
and-
in this guy's hand
Yeah.
and stab it in this
I
guy's
hope some like
chest.
dwarf Nord detective comes by with smoking a pipe.
The dead body, I believe, is in this facility.
So there are 14 dead bodies.
The number 3, please.
a coup.
That the
Or
there's
how
a dead
silly of me.
body in
This facility.
vicinity. That is wow.
That's
That is
an old
Or
age
pull
joke.
a Silence of the
inside
Lambs and be like, the true killers. You had one who's a true dwarf.
well,
a
it's
bird.
well. No, what I'm expecting is more the he
There's a
shows
duel
up.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There was a mighty duel. Both were masters. This is like
But yeah, you guys clearing this area. Eventually, I assume we'll be able to kind of catch up to Lala, reconvene with these two captured individuals. What is your course of action with them? With where you're going? What's your plan at the moment?
I mean, I think they can kind of crash at our place for now
Yeah,
until we
so-
figure out.
I cook dinner or whatever time it is. A midnight snack.
I think we should get onto the accounting the platinum piece.
No. How about we talk to the people that have been traumatized and kidnapped?
So you guys all go
And
back to Inverted Peaks, go back to your kind of base of operations. You start cooking some food for everybody while the
You
rest of
should.
you go through the gear as well as
Make
go
sure it's
through
not a
talking to
tracking
them.
device
I've been
before you
feeding
cook
them
dinner.
candy. The rock candy.
Okay.
I will cast Identify on the tooth.
What you would receive back is that you are holding Lila's iron token, and that mechanically it can be used to communicate back and forth with its originator. You think that this tooth was plucked from the mouth of the thing you were chasing after and given to this person as a walkie-talkie, essentially.
Oh, we can have
I
the
was
whole
gonna say,
Borderlands 2 arc where we're just talking to a villain for like half of the campaign.
You don't.
Except Will be handsome.
You don't think that it, by the nature of itself, is like she's very familiar with it. There might be other magical things, but you don't think that she could use it to spy on you directly by its own.
She
magic.
might have can I roll an Arcana
diamond
to be
horse.
like, could this be used in a scrying
Go for
spell? It's one of those. Me, Matty G, have read the.
Yes. Well, you, a legitimate wizard,
A legitimate
who has
wizard, excellent.
deep arcane knowledge.
Hey, it's a +3. Fuck you.
What's Italian? Yeah, I'll get it some time.
Critical hit.
You think that if these individuals had the ability to scry, they would have a higher likelihood of being able to do it and to track you using this tooth. The tooth itself can't track you by its own magics, but it could be used for such rituals.
Right. So don't keep it on us necessarily. Maybe put it in like a lead box.
I was about to say, let's put it in a little lead box.
So okay, which I should just keep one of those around. I feel like it's a very useful thing for like a fantasy society.
Well,
to
I think
have.
the things we were going to be pulling out of the Underdark, having a little lead box to either transport them or store them in is actually
I
probably
like this
a
as an
really
idea.
good
This is
idea.
really. I'm gonna go get us a lead box later. That sounds really fun.
Can you cast inspect on the chest? Make sure there's nothing in there.
Oh sure, I'll do a detect magico.
Okay.
On the chest. I guess
Cast and
it's
detect magic. The tooth is magical. The 2 scrolls that he picked up are magical. The chest is completely mundane. The dagger is also magical.
All right, that's a man. Dinner's getting so delayed here. I'll cast Identify. I should say
a
I'm doing this,
traumatized
you guys
cat
should-
woman and kid sit awkwardly in the
You
corner.
guys should
Well, you
do
guys are like,
that.
oh, sweet.
You guys should be doing that while I do this.
After they do it,
Don't
I'm gonna
worry,
go.
I've been.
Are
I've been
the-
You've been talking to me. Haven't called me back.
Yeah, I'll go over and chat with the 2 with Lala
Okay.
as well.
I'm just saying. Divide up some responsibilities here, not have everyone sit around while I
Yeah.
do my little magic
I'm
spell.
just saying.
Although
a
it's very
kid,
cool.
Apprentice Gloomstalker, maybe.
Why do you have to adopt everybody?
Why not?
I'm just saying.
The kid is
I'm not-
talking about a lot about like wanting to get back to his dad.
fair enough.
It seems like he has a family. We'll get to what you learn about the 2 of them and what they can tell you after we finish with your magical MacGuffinry.
Hooray.
Are you? I assume. I mean, the scrolls you don't really have to cast Identify on if you are a arcane practitioner.
Which I am.
Which you are. Clearly a wizard.
You don't want that.
The 2 scrolls are both magical scrolls. One is a scroll of suggestion and one is a scroll of enthrall. So whoever's holding those should write those down because I'm not going to tell you what they are later. And if you're like, oh, what does my scroll do? I'm going to be like, oh, I should have wrote it down.
Scroll of possession and
Scroll of suggestion and scroll of enthrall. Those are 2 different spells, both of which you can spend this to try and cast. The dagger that you identify is a honed curved blade. It is a magical, for the sake of overcoming resistances, dagger that crits on a 19 or a 20, and when it crits, it deals an additional d4 of damage.
Damn, I wish I'd started out a rogue.
Yeah. Don't you use dual scimitars? Huh?
I do, but I also can use daggers. I do tricks with them.
Okay. Put a honed. You can put the honed dagger like right honed there. So that way, your offhand weapon or main hand weapon, or however you want to do it, has a chance to do extra crit damage, which is pretty neat. All right.
Crit more often and do more damage when you crit. And
Yeah, and that's super good on a rogue or a paladin. Like,
digging through the chest, counting out, you can see in total this small chest holds 400 platinum.
It's 4 1,000 gold.
Jesus H. Christ.
They were buying people.
They were buying. It's true. They say people are cheap, but that's not true. All right. Well, we should definitely give some of that to the slaves. Because for getting back to the surface. And
We shouldn't listen to anything this guy says. You wanted to let him go free in the city.
A true
So,
dwarf would
so
make
there's
living for
there's
himself.
four. There's
But I want my cut of this.
Another report. Yeah, there's 4,000.
4,000 gold.
If we did an equal split between the 8 of us, including these 2 former prisoners, that's 500 gold apiece. Which would get
That's a good chunk.
that kid comes home to his parents and we're like, oh, my son's a kid out. He comes home with just like
Hey, so I escaped slavery. Also, we're rich.
Jeez, you need to get kidnapped more.
Talking to the 2 slaves, the
Former slaves.
former slaves, the Tabaxi will introduce herself as Aurora, and say that she was here with her sister. That the 2 of them were trying to drum up some business in the city. They were new to town. They were kind of come upon in the night while they were asleep and taken, and she hasn't seen her sister since.
Oh.
She believes she was taken because from what she overheard of these dwarves speaking, apparently this person who was buying them has a particular interest in people of unique arcane backgrounds and children. The arcane background, she says that she has magic in her blood based on her birth. Her sister was not magical, so she fears that her sister was sold elsewhere and has no idea where she's at. Says her sister's name is Mirage, and is also a cheetah printed tabaxi. And that if you are people who are trying to unravel this, if you find her, tell her that her sister's still in the city looking for her. The boy, introduced himself as Eska, and says that his father is a merchant from Brugo, named Yevu Tashal, who was came to the city with him. He was going with his dad on kind of like a business trip to see the family business, like going with his dad
Take your kid
to
to birthday.
that he works for the government of Brugo and was here on a trade mission, basically, Eska admits that
Talk
he's
about an
prone to
international-
wandering and exploring, and ended up getting tricked and caught by some mean dwarves in an alley.
So, I mean, if that kid can guide us to where his dad's business is or whatever, we can certainly take him back.
He can describe to you a sort of like hotel, essentially, like an inn that his dad was staying at.
Or we could
And
kick in Vickelroy's door and just ask them, like, hey, you know this business? Where is it?
It seems like he doesn't really know what his dad was buying, but he can describe where his dad was staying, like the name and stuff to you, and you know the city well enough to get there to return him if you would like.
Cool.
Are we, do we want to just split the gold 8 ways? I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's funny to take a kid back to a rich merchant and be like, oh, by the way,
Here's
your
more rich.
cut. It's like, what?
Oh yeah, he's a real fighter. A real scrapper.
And it sounds like Aurora at least could
Use a hand.
use the money.
The kid's like, yeah, I'll take 50 platinum. Fuck yeah, I'll take that. She seems like very apprehensive to take it from you. I mean, like, that's a lot of money. I feel you rescued me. I don't feel like I deserve to take this.
And you need to get yourself set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grab the gold and I just force it in her hand, pat her on the head, and walk away.
And you need to have somewhere safe to stay,
Yeah.
since
I would like to follow
Apparently
behind
these
him
people are
and
after you.
wrap a strip of leather around her hand and tie the bag next to her hand, just to really drive the point home.
They're like, we're not taking no for an answer. You're taking this fucking gold.
She's very appreciative. Very appreciative. But she seems to be like
You're a miracle.
more focused on like reiterating like, please, if you guys are still chasing these people down, please look for my sister.
Maybe we
Please
can.
be more slavers.
No matter how
Say
many,
less.
no matter how many slavers you kick the ass of, it's not enough. The job's never done.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's why there's always
I'm just gonna make this suggestion. Maybe Maybe we hire Aurora, so that way when her and her sister get their business going, we have a little sect that they can operate on.
I mean, if she's a merchant, then she can work with our.
Yeah.
Well, and at the very least, if she has some magical base that can be useful, even just from a like logistical side of things.
Yeah.
Once we begin delving into the Underdark and stuff, like having another person who knows something about magic, but like potentially on the office side of things, because I assume you'll be in the field.
What about all this magical stuff?
And I don't think Vickelroy knows
Axel
shit about
hasn't
magic.
had a chance to identify it yet. Well, hang on. Is she magic in her bloodline, or is she like a apprentice wizard? Like,
Are you talking to you? Ask her.
Yeah,
She says that something that very commonly happens, somewhat commonly happens in Tabaxi specifically, is based on constellations you're born under. You can be born magically gifted, and that is what hers was. Hers was specifically a like constellation specific moon, like kind of the way the night was the night she was born, has kind of infused her with some innate magical abilities. Says that she's a merchant might be a strong word for what they're like. The way she describes what they were coming here to do, you think that they were borderline charlatans,
Right.
Coming here to kind of fleece people out of money more than to like
Oh, that still
start
sounds
a
fun.
legitimate
Yeah,
business.
I still
You're good right here.
Why don't they just hire her and
then we'll hire her
a
sister.
sign-on bonus?
I mean, if you're offering her an office position, where she'll she says she is pretty knowledgeable about magic, then most of her magical basis is in more of enchantment and illusion, and that kind of stuff is kind of more what she was naturally gifted with and understands the best.
That's still a useful
So
expert to have
she
around.
can like
Yeah.
enchant items and stuff potentially.
Enchantment is in like the
More
school
like-
magic to fuck with your brain.
Yeah, changing the way people are perceiving. Yeah, this is in character.
That is true. That's a great in character
Can I enchant items?
No, it's more to fuck with your brain.
That she isn't super well versed in like artifice or like magically infusing things into items, but altering people's perception and making things appear different than they are.
really useful.
Yeah, that'd be really helpful.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
I said-
sign-on bonus. That way she can't refuse.
Just like,
I already tied the bag of money to her hand.
and you guys, if you could probably talk to Vickelroy and get her set up somewhere in here, and she's like for 500, like you guys, 500 gold pieces.
It's like
for,
a year's worth.
That's like a
2
lot of
years
money
worth
for
of
your
games.
current salary. She's like, if you give me a place to live in 500 gold, yeah, I'll hang around here and do whatever I can.
And we'll eventually find her sister.
Yes.
True.
So
Yeah.
we are, like,
I'll show you
magical
to your
researcher
room,
and
Aurora.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Listen, good people are hard to find.
Yeah.
It's one of those
So we all
characters
got
like,
500
right
extra
off
gold
character,
piece?
one off.
I mean,
I guess
I've
I'll
adopted
stick
them.
around.
They're ours now. We're taking them along on all our adventures.
If I
Man, this-
didn't want you to adopt NPCs, I wouldn't make them interesting. So
if he
I'm
didn't
happy
want
with-
us to adopt NPCs, he wouldn't put NPCs in his games.
That's right.
Yeah.
Besides, I gave this kid a parent, so he wouldn't adopt him. I didn't give her a parent in town
It's
to drop her off to.
You just gave her a
She's like
sister.
an adult, right?
Yeah, she's an adult. She's like, you can't really. Her coat is vibrant and rich.
yeah.
She's probably a young adult, but she's you know, probably hard to age a tabaxi. Probably late teens to late 20s range.
So are we all getting
500
500
gold.
gold now?
I mean,
Sounds
I
like it.
guess so.
Again, a lot of
I
mine's going to
already
end up
wrote
going
it
back
down.
towards
There's
keeping
no,
this company
there's no
alive,
takesies backsies. I wrote it down.
Law's like, I already spent it.
You're giving the kid 50 platinum.
I get.
He's got 50
part of the
platinum in
cut.
his pocket.
He's part of the cut.
It's
Yep.
like
And
a,
then
it's
we're
like
gonna
a,
go back into
We
his
do have to
badge.
remember to tell his dad he has that.
Yes.
Because of
Yeah.
this kid being who he is, will absolutely conveniently forget and end up with like a freaking like giant greatsword. Like, where the hell did you
and
get
a rhinoceros.
Yeah. and a saddle for it. Yeah.
And, you would know. I mean, not that it's particularly relevant to you at the moment, but
Riding rhinoceros?
Sure.
you would know that Brugo is a kingdom of the Ursika Craglands. It's one of the nearer like city-states. It's on the Pale side, like you're part of the Kingdom of the Greys, the Pale mountain range. It's apart from like Skygate, it is like the largest, biggest like kind of powerhouse city-state of the area. It's
Might
along
be
the river.
In with that guy too. Just be like,
So let's feed this kid dinner.
Yeah.
And then let's take him back to his parents.
What are you
It's,
making for dinner?
stuffed mushrooms.
Nice. Let's see a wisdom with proficiency.
It's
Mushrooms.
you
with this
you
guy.
you cook the way you cook with mushrooms. Considering this party is a lot like knowing very well there's one vegetarian in the party and just like
And only ever catering to the vegetarian.
meat kebabs. it's like there's one guy in this party
There's one guy who does not eat
like
mushrooms. Does not like mushrooms.
You can just have the stuffing. It's fine.
Why'd you look at me when you said
20
that?
I
20
don't
total.
care for mushrooms.
21?
20
These are
total.
It's
20
gonna
total.
be you.
This is a delicious stuffed mushroom. Do you do what you should do with stuffed mushrooms and chop off the stems, finely dice them, and put them in with the filling?
Absolutely.
So you can't have the filling either. There is mushroom in the filling. as well.
Oh, it's the dwarf.
You can do some grilled
I'm gonna go walk out and go grab
Go grab some street meat.
He's gonna go.
or something.
Yeah, there's absolutely like street meat vendors who have like cave skipper leg chops essentially.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to the
Sorry.
local pork. He's gonna go to like the
I
local
am
skate
enamored
Donald's or
with
something.
mushrooms of the underdark. I don't know what to tell you. It's
I do
just
not care
you
for
know.
mushrooms.
What a true dwarf would care for mushrooms.
But let's get this.
No, a true dwarf would not care.
At least maybe you and me, since
I'm starting to
you're
think whatever you do.
you're one of the
you're
faces of
describing
this
that as a
organization,
true
and
dwarf.
I know how to get.
I
How to
know
get
you're a
there?
true
Yeah.
dwarf.
I start. All right, kid, let's get you home. Hey, Candle.
Where we go? So the two,
Good
everyone else
GPS.
enjoying a good meal
Yeah.
besides Dermir, who's wandering the streets with a haunch in his mouth. The two you
Like
can
you said, enjoying a good meal.
enjoying a good meal. You guys can arrive outside of this inn. It's pretty close to the main gateway. It seems like it's kind of a traveler's inn, probably for merchants and the like. And entering into the place, this is like, you've fed him, but this is pretty late in the middle of the night. There is a barman at the front, but it seems like most people are they're like night. Everywhere is night all the time, but also day. It doesn't seem like it's particularly bustling right now. I should say. It seems like this is a traveler's inn, and so most of the people here, it is nighttime.
Yeah,
for them.
they're on surface time.
They're on surface time.
All right, we'll ask the barman. What was the kid's dad's name?
His father's name was Yevu Tashal.
Okay, is a Yavu Tashal in?
Who's asking?
Well, we found
He's
it.
my dad. Oh, the little. Yes, he'll be. One moment,
Very important.
please.
Yes.
And he goes up and.
Who's asking? Oh shit, a missing child. Hang on.
Oh, this dad's been freaking
Who
out.
wants to know? Fine, we'll just take his kid who was just missing and go put him back where we found him.
Fucking good luck, kid. You got 500 gold. Figure it out.
After heavy knocking and you hear a short conversation, then like quick steps coming down, and you see a looks like an older gentleman, human, big bushy beard, balding down the middle, hair cut short, who's seems to be like he's pulled a pretty big fur jacket over like nighttime knickers, and has like a long fur jacket, and he comes running and gives his son a big hug, and he's like, "Eska, you." Shakes him. I told you no wandering off. Where did you find him?
He got mixed up with some unsavory sorts, but we
Are you okay, son? He takes his son's head and like turns it side to side.
wrong.
no, sorry, I'm just saying.
The unsavory sorts got
Mixed up with
mixed up with him.
We will have a conversation about your need to roam soon enough. Just know I'm very happy that you're okay.
500 gold.
we should chalk. I'll like kind of like move us away from the barman a little bit. Like we should mention a little bit more detail about what's going on. But
Barman, can we get some yak milk or something for the boy? Sit at the bar and don't move a muscle. And he kind of walks over and he says, and he like reaches and like takes each of your hands and shakes, gives you like a firm.
I will
handshake.
also sit at the bar just to keep an eye on the kid.
Okay.
I'll do the
He'll
next
be
one.
like, please, I don't have anything. I have to
nothing
help.
like that. Nothing like
Somehow.
that. We as the story goes, you'll see why we don't really need a reward from you necessarily. We're a bit of a adventuring sort, and got a lead on some slavers, a slave deal that was going on, and being the upstanding adventurers that we are, decided to step in. But
He looks over at his kid.
Apart from all that time we
My
spent
kid was
down.
involved in a slave deal?
yeah, exactly. And so we broke it up and obviously returned your son to him. I just don't want to be too loud about it because I don't want our faces connected to it and get back to the people that, are slaving people, obviously. At least not yet. But we work with the Vickelroy Merchant Company.
Okay.
That's just
Vickelroy.
who we are if you're looking for us.
Sounds familiar, but I can't say I know directly what you deal in.
We're distributors, so we don't sell anything specifically, but we distribute through other trade contracts and that sort of thing. This is boring business talk. I don't know.
I don't know
You
why I'm
seem
telling
like
you
kind of.
this.
Yeah. Oh, first, this guy's a
This guy's a
merchant.
merchant.
Yeah.
This guy's a merchant. His interest is piqued.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll say like a little bit out of character. I'll talk business with him, but the big thing is so we managed to acquire the payment as well, and we've given your son a cut. So make sure he doesn't run off with
By
that.
a rhinoceros.
Buy a rhino. I'll say that specifically because that's really funny.
That's good work, too.
In a saddle, and he sees me imagining.
My father, I've already paid for him. Now we have to.
No, his name is Bobo.
A rhinoceros with a little saddle on it.
With a tiny child size animal named Bobo. Wait till this kid returns, and the future
Exactly.
campaign is the Rhino Night.
Yeah.
The Rhino Night of
Hell yeah.
Brugo.
Hell yeah. Well, now it's attached. It's
No,
written.
it's
It's in the. So just so you know, that's what happened. I just didn't want to. We're not looking for a lot of recognition at the moment, but you might be called on to corroborate later.
Well,
so we might-
I will certainly make sure that whatever amount of money he has, he's not spending lavishly. I appreciate you giving him a cut for saving my child from this situation.
It seemed right.
I would like to return the favor. I could certainly compensate you, though if you've handed my kid money, me handing you money back doesn't necessarily do much good. What I can... You say you're distributors. Do you have any contracts with any of the Forge clans in town?
We do with there's the Rubyfist, but they're mining. It's the other folks.
Footbeard, right?
Flintbeard, yeah. Flintbeards.
Because Greystomp doesn't really want to do business with anybody.
Right, because
that's
we
not a
with
dwarf.
the Flintbeard, yeah. Flintbeards.
He says, well, I happen to be in town negotiating contracts for the army of Brugo right now, needing a sizable shipment of arms and armor to be completed. I could certainly lean in the favor of going through your company in this regard,
That would be
as
most
a
appreciated.
means of what I can do to thank you all for saving my boy.
That'd be most appreciated. We're not here to take advantage of you, but obviously we'll do our best to fulfill.
I
the
need to
contract.
make this contract happen, and to be honest with you, I haven't done much negotiating over the last week. I've been looking for myself.
I can imagine. Yes,
We'll be honest.
that would be most agreeable for all parties. I
So we're just being
Let me get some paperwork, and I'll be right back. For the sake of this, you will get to have a plus 15 on your next D100 roll for profit
Nice.
in your company. As
Um,
this is one large.
Do I need to mark that, or do you?
You go ahead and mark it down. Unless did I mark down the last? Because you since it's a one-time, you mark it down.
Okay. We
Your
have a
consistent
permanent-
plus is your consistent plus because of the tax breaks you got from him.
Okay.
This is a one-time bonus.
Plus 15 one time on D100.
One time.
There we go. Okay. That should hopefully. I see that.
We'll hope.
Better.
There's hope.
Uh, cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
And he says that if you are ever in Brugo, House Tishal is happy to host you.
There we go. Put that under allies. House to Shaw.
How far are they from? That's pretty far from my hometown.
They're your age-old enemies. You
They're-
fight them for
So-
generations.
Brugo is the biggest city closest to Skygate. So it's essentially like you leave from Skygate, you following the main road to where you live, you would go through Brugo, through another large city-state, and then you'd get to Karkazov before reaching the coast. So it's another big city on that main merchant road stretch to the coast.
I guess just during the conversation, I definitely want to make sure I introduce myself and who I am to him, so that maybe word gets to that army and that government that like I'm just trying to. It might help ties
Some
between those two
cohesion.
cities a little bit.
You could certainly, so you say you went along with them for this, and that you can introduce yourself, and he seems to be like up to date on current affairs and things, and be like, oh, you're of the family that retook Karkazov. I heard that there was quite a bloody affair there, but that the city is much better for it now.
Yes, my brother is in charge now.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
You making the rhino comment is now much funnier because it's the like, we just wanted to make sure he didn't like spend all his money on you. Go, a rhino.
Like, what would I want as a lad? A good sturdy rhino.
I like the idea Candle's there, like at the bar, just waiting for the combos to be done, just going, no rhino, no rhino.
Maybe it's canon that like
No,
since
I'm just
lived
keeping
with
an eye
like
on it.
merchant family like growing up a lot, maybe like one of my like distant cousins as a kid
He had a
ran off
bad
with a bunch
deal
of
with a
money and bought a
rhino.
rhino.
You heard a story about a merchant son who
I heard it was a
stole.
sick rhino.
I heard it was sick. Buying a rhino is at least a 2-kid job. I heard it was a sick rhino.
Maybe
Yeah.
3.
Absolutely.
Cool beats. Well, we'll leave him be and head back home. Call it a night. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, get some rest.
I think the other thing I want to do, we'll probably have to do tomorrow when shops and stuff are open again. So.
Okay. You guys are able to all return, get a good night's sleep. Your newfound desk worker seems to happily take to her new
Yeah.
digs, as it were. And yeah, you guys get a good night's sleep. You get a long rest. You wake up the next morning alive and well.
Phew. I feel much better.
You get woken up fairly early in the morning by...
The Crimson Fall.
Oh no.
In the morning.
Yes.
Early.
You get woken up by your door getting knocked on pretty early in the morning, and going and answering it, kind of look down to see Vickelroy, who says, I got some word while you all were out doing whatever it is you did last night. I heard you hired someone? Anyway, nevertheless, I was reached out to by Tolvir Rubyfist's people, saying that she's agreed to a dinner meeting with the group of people who helped them out
Nice.
tonight at the Emerald Earrings.
All right.
Oh, that's the fancy,
Fancy place.
I think she expects us to pay.
Well, I'll handle it.
Should have been giving away all that money to a kid.
He said with a tankard of ale, even though it's like 6 in the morning.
He's a true dwarf, of course.
Go
Of
eat
course.
your mushrooms.
Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Words this man lives by, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Junior
fair
is
enough.
very much so angry about giving money away.
He's like, I could have had.
It's for the kids' college, okay? Get over yourself.
For his merchant schools.
Merchant school.
I don't know if that exists.
I mean,
I don't know well enough to argue with you. So you win this round.
You win this. All right.
He's turned up to be like an exotic animals trader.
Or a rhino knight.
A rhino knight.
Or a
He's
rhino knight.
he joins
I
the
don't-
order.
Why'd you
There has to
begin?
be a whole order of knights. the rhino knights.
That kid
The Rhino Knights of Brugge.
Yeah, we said it.
Look,
Led by Eska Tashal.
when you charge the gates of the enemy's city, the rhinos just go through the gates.
Gates? What gates? You mean that pile of shattered wood back there? So yeah. But that's...
Alright.
He gives
It's on
you
the
information. He says, don't fuck it up. That could be very worthwhile contract. You can make it work.
Dress nice.
Oh, I tell him about
yes,
the
you
contract
will be
we
thrown
arranged
out
with,
if you look like a bum.
the shipment to
I have nice
Yeah.
clothing. I have noble clothing.
Since we're having our morning coffee talk.
Even more
I'm
than
gonna
just
be
coffee
like,
talk.
I'm gonna be like, do I have to go? Because wearing fancy clothes is not like a thing Zaraxis does.
I'll wear my
Well, I
fancy
wouldn't-
clothes
I
and
didn't
have my
expect you to
signet ring
dance
on
either.
It's true.
for it.
Yeah, but that
But I heard you were out
I
there
do have
trying to win a
clothes.
dancing contest.
yeah, and I shat the bed hard.
But it matters that you try.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
I was high at the time, so.
And then I died soon after.
Right,
so.
but not from dancing.
Well, yeah, I was just weak from
You might
it.
as well have.
I might as well have.
What's it gonna do?
Would
Kill you?
like to go once again just every other day at this point. Back to the base camp, because once again I have some monies.
Oh, could I use to interrupt real quick? Could I use my scrying knowledge, my arcane knowledge about scrying to know if I put this tooth in a lead box? Would that?
You think it at the very least make it harder?
Fair enough. I'll probably be headed towards the blacksmiths to go get a lead box built. If they don't have one ready made, I don't know.
Well, that boxers, we sell 30 of those a day.
Yeah. Lots of suspicious wizard types around here.
We got lead all sorts of stuff. Lead cups, lead helmets.
I'm gonna go
Lead
back.
needles,
Lead straws.
lead syringes.
I'm gonna go buy 2 more healing potions.
Okay. You can certainly do that. What are you wanting to buy from base camp?
5. Well, I suppose it's going to be 4 regular breathing masks.
Okay.
Gonna have to probably get one custom made for Lala in the same way I had to get mine custom made. So I assume that will be more expensive.
For
Dragonborn
hold.
And 5 vials of antitoxin.
Okay. Antitoxins, is it 50 or 25 each?
50.
50. So you can just mark down 250 for that.
And I believe the breathing masks were 50 apiece, but I assume Lala's will be.
For a Dragonborn, we'll bring it up to 60. For them to make a Dragon.
310 off your total.
No.
200.
510
Right.
for everything.
Damn. You are burning through your cash.
I'm saving up.
My job
For what?
Full plate.
My job
How
is
much
to
is full
keep
plate?
you all alive.
1,500.
I need
Once we
Need
hit the
800
Underdark,
more.
which is what
I
I'm
need about
working
600
very hard to do.
Fair. Fair enough. Like a headband of intellect. I'm just kidding.
How much you got on it?
It's only a common.
I'd like to buy some gauntlets of overpower.
Yeah.
Because that never ruins campaigns.
No, definitely. Uncommon magic items that just make stats become 19 are totally safe. and fair.
Totally safe and fair. Meta. Right. I don't really have anything that I know to buy. So.
Does everybody have clothes for a nice dinner?
Oh right.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna go up to Axel and Vickelroy, like after I get back, and be like, do I really have to go to this?
Not if you don't
I'm
want to.
gonna go back to that elf dress shop.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back at the office. Dressing in nice clothes is not my forte, and if I have to dance again, I will murder somebody.
Fair enough.
You think it's pretty unlikely, judging by the reputation of this business owner, this clan leader, that she's the dancing and singing sort?
We're just going there for business. You can wear a nice outfit for like 2 seconds.
No, Lala, it's just not happening. Alright.
He's too hardcore.
It's too cool for school.
He's more like a party pooper.
Hey, I
Pooping
danced.
at parties.
Hey, I danced. Okay,
That's
so
gross.
I don't want to hear it.
Him dancing is gross.
No,
You
him
did?
No,
Said
party.
poop. Threw him with the
pooping at
force.
parties is
Yeah,
gross.
that was cool.
Didn't go.
He'd be pooping all over parties.
I'll just hang back.
Okay. I'll get a. How much is a set of fancy clothes?
Depends on how fancy you're
Are
going.
you gonna go to the elf shop?
Are
with
you
me?
wanting to go with her to Oron Floor?
No.
Yes.
I
We're
want to
gonna.
go.
Are you wanting to have like a very basic ass like
Yeah.
whatever
Wear a
dress
black
clo-
suit.
I think like a budget black suit is
Yep.
whatever the fine clothes in the PHB costs.
15.
No.
15 GP, and you will have a nice set of clothes. You could go to a
You know
very
what?
generic.
We could have had a shopping montage.
They're like a tailor too, right?
Yeah.
I just want to go and like have my fancy clothes like retailored, and also ask if they can update them to like the current fashion of Skyhold. Or whatever.
Well,
Oh, honey, just throw them away.
the two of you are going to Oron Thalor, I assume,
Right.
to meet with your good friend. And similarly to last time, it's that same kind of like stone-fronted building that has had a lot of work done to the outside to make it look spruced up and fancy, but it is still very much a stone wall with a door set into it. And entering in as if in a pose waiting for customers to arrive, twirling around, you see the same wonderful elven owner of the shop, Ashashis Ethanora, twist around and say, "Greetings and welcome to Oron Thalor," and bow deeply. "A return customer. I wouldn't forget those golden scales. What is it that you're seeking?"
I am going to a business meeting at
The Emerald Earrings.
the Emerald Earrings,
Ooh.
and I need an outfit.
Well, you have to have something nice for the earrings, of course, and business no less. Something powerful. Come with me. And
You were gonna have the widest shoulder pads in this suit.
And I just get ignored. I'm just like,
This is like
You're muscle. You're hired muscle.
you look like it at the moment. They'll
We'll
come
see,
back
we'll
around.
get
The Shashas will come back around, I'm sure.
Listen, much like many things, Lala is center stage.
I walked in though holding some like fancy clothes that I'm gonna retailer. They're just she's like, Lala, you're here. I just like watch the bar and I'm like,
Fuck me, I guess.
I just like sit in the waiting room.
I mean, you can follow us around.
Time to browse.
She shows you to a rack of like power like business suit kind of outfits, and she's got one that pantsuits essentially pantsuits. She has one that she pulling out the book.
The book.
Goes to the.
Interesting.
Goes to the.
I have this one. It's an import from Nindis. Fine craftsmanship. Very water resistant, of course, if the need arises. But you see, it's essentially like a slightly blue tinted like leather pantsuit that has kind of not like curved up spiked shoulders, but it has like almost pauldron like strips of leather that sit over both the shoulders that kind of build up and make them look stockier and
Blue and
sturdier.
gold. It's a classic look.
I'm gonna try it on.
Okay, try it on.
Looks great.
It's like it was already tailored for you.
I'm gonna take it.
All right, he said that'll be 20 gold pieces.
I'm starting to get really suspicious of this elven tailor. Just like stuff shows up, it's like I know who this will go perfect on, and it's just like when they show up, it's already tailored to them. It's weird. It's impressive, but it's weird.
Sweet.
Do you have any earrings to match?
I have a small selection of dress jewelry. It's certainly something that could match it. The jewelry, most clients who come here shopping for clothes will tend to desire higher end jewelry, something likely from a torch throat jeweler, which certainly is the finest in town. If you're looking for something truly nice, that would be the place I would suggest. I do have a small selection of dress jewelry that can certainly do the trick.
No, I'll go there, thank you.
I'm a bard. I have to look my best.
And then she will be like, and you, Doc. They, not she. Ashantis is very much a ambiguously presenting person. They present somewhat body structure masculine, but never refer to themselves as a he or she, and is very flamboyant and very androgynous in their action. And Ashashis will then approach towards you and be like, I can see you've brought something with you.
Rags.
What are you seeing?
Rags to riches.
Just some clothing I've had but haven't worn in a while and may need a bit of retailoring and updating. What would you do with these?
Bring it to the table.
Set
Trying
fire
to be
to it.
eviscerated.
These are traditional in Carcassonne for nobility.
I'm sure they are. No, this is very much. I mean, no disrespect in my tone, of course. This is very much a traditional dress cloak for the mountain range you come from, I assume. These are
Backwater hills.
these are a bit dated, though, even by those standards.
What plane
Brother
did you
and I
dig this
still wear
upon?
these.
The mud hills?
For holding court.
Were they handed down from your father, perhaps, or grandfather, even?
God damn.
I believe these were my great uncles.
Oh, you see, yeah, no.
You come in with your great uncle's suit. It's like tweed with like the elbow patches. And you're like, is this okay if I see you in this meeting?
Hey, listen. Listen, that suit.
Listen, I'm not. I'm
Listen, your suit is so dad it told me Dire Straits were the greatest band of all time.
She will say, it's certainly classic, and there's nothing wrong with that. They will. However, at the very least, some alterations and adjustments would need to be made to make it a bit more with the
Presentable.
times.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
I think It's all pauldrons these days. So I'd have to add some more build-up to the shoulders, maybe something fur-lined, and tailoring at the very least, make it a bit more sleek. You're not trying to look like a grizzly bear anymore, I assume, when you're wearing it. This is business, not warfare.
Right.
There's a difference.
You give me...
Not more involved, apparently.
If you give me creative freedom, 10 gold pieces, and an afternoon's time, I can make something of this.
That's a deal.
There you go. I love it. It's so good.
Just shat on his suit the entire
It's
time.
awesome. It's so good.
I mean, they probably are like traditional, old-fashioned
Yeah, no, I love it.
nobility clothing. From
I love it. You're just like, are these old? And you're like, I believe it's my granduncle.
My grunkles.
And the snobby, like, polite but bitey words.
I love
It's
it.
fun. That's fun. That's a fun character to be. I like playing Shashis. So yeah, you think your suit will be tailored and redone in time for the evening's meal?
Lala's like spinning.
Lala has
admiring herself in the
looking at your new blue leather power
suit.
suit.
Yes.
Nice.
It's not going to my head at all, guys.
Don't worry. I'm the same humble bard.
Totally gonna be wearing this on her next date with the prince.
Yeah.
Just a stunt on it.
Or
Listen,
I'll buy
you're
another
not
dress.
stunting us. That's so true.
Much more
Little did I know, making this store, that I've just crippled Lala's economy.
I
Still
spend all
have like
my
a subscription service or something.
I'm spending all my money to
You
keep
should
you
do, like,
guys
loot
alive
boxes
when we reach
That'd be
the
rat
Underdark.
bags.
Lala spending all of her money on fancy clothes.
Yes.
Which isn't surprising.
Listen, hey.
as
I
a
was just-
vibe,
if I wasn't
should-
spending all my money.
You're not a real bard if you don't spend all your money on fancy
If-
clothes.
If I wasn't
drink,
spending all
and
my money on keeping
partners.
you guys alive when we hit the Underdark, I'd be spending all my money on fancy clothes and
There
drink.
you go. So,
Someone's got
does everybody gotten the shopping and whatnot done they want to get done?
Yeah, let's just say I went to the jewelry shop to get something that matches, like earrings to match my like cool silver necklace.
Going to
Maybe
the
like a
Torch Throat
sapphire
Jewelers,
design.
they are like a very high-end location. And going to like, this is like the Torch Throat clan is the jeweler, like the greater clan of the city and the jewelers of Skygate. And you notice that everybody working there has differing, all of them have bright red hair, usually kind of spiky bright red hair, and most of them have dark, if not completely black eyes. And some you can see even have what looks like, at a glance, like slight bits of scales along like their hairlines and stuff. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
So that'll be your intelligence with a flat. No. Plus, what are you plus? Oh, because you intelligence. Yeah, +3. Because you're a bard.
There's bards.
9.
9. They look kind of dragony. That's that's kind of weird. They're doors that look kind of dragony.
That's kind of cool. Excuse me.
And one of these individuals will actually come up to you, looking for something to go. Like, are you looking for like jewelry, like a full set of jewelry? Are you looking for like a pair of earrings to go with, or a necklace or something?
I'm going with a pair of earrings to go with my fancy new necklace that I got by.
What was was it like a silver and?
It was a silver
necklace.
like it was a special.
Oh no, it was like a platinum, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
like a platinum band, and then what was the gemstone on it? Was it a blue gemstone?
Yeah.
It's like a sapphire on it.
Yeah.
They can certainly get like she points you to a set of earrings that would match it, that are like, you can see a fine, essentially like hooks, and then they're like these like twisting bars that kind of come to a point at the end of the twist, and has a gemstone. Well, it looks like such a fine point, like that the gemstone can twirl on the end of it, just on the points.
Pretty.
That's like perfectly pincered on there, to where it almost looks like the
Shiny.
gemstone is like floating in the middle of these. They're to such a fine point. For this set of earrings, it is 200 gold pieces.
Jewelry holds its value really well.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm just egging you on. I'm like, yeah.
This is platinum earrings with fine sapphires, and it is.
That's
And you can
good.
also see like there is a marking that seems to that is the like torch throat jewelry brand kind of emblazoned on the inner edge of one of those bars. You know that torch throat jewelry holds its own.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll take it. And I'll
Okay.
be like, do I want to ask them why they look like that? No, that's.
Yeah, that's great.
Why do you look all weird?
Oh, you look so funny.
Hey, what happened to your arm? Well, actually, I was just born without an arm.
That's not a cool story. That's just sad. That's a baby with no arm.
All right.
All right. Shopping. Anyone else have any shopping to do before
That's all
a
I
fine
do.
dinner?
I don't think so.
That is all.
I'm just gonna go buy myself a just street meat meal and go back to the office.
Oh, he gets some street meat on it.
What do you do? Don't call it that again.
He got himself a haunch of street meat. You know what I'm saying?
Good lord.
Anybody was doing
That
it.
ain't cold, so.
That haunch is big enough to remind him of old Levistus frozen in the ice with his big charisma score. So Zaraxis wants to stay home for the evening, not wanting to go to fancy dinners.
Is
The rest of you, I assume, are going to the Emerald Earrings. It is worth saying, who is
No.
friends with,
With trust.
not Litrasa, is it Gerert Bronze Tap? There's a Bronze Tap that one of you is friends with.
Oh, Gert Ronstock?
I think that's who.
Handsome. Yeah, the guy that hits on me all the time.
Gerert Bronze Tap, you know, is the owner and proprietor of
damn.
the Emerald Earrings.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Lala's gonna walk in looking like $1 million. Oh my
You know that
god.
Gerert Bronze Tap, if it's, let me make sure I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If you can get 2 of Ericsson's NPCs to fight over you in this campaign, that would be just the best thing
That's the
ever.
Bronze Taps.
my god.
Yes, you know that Gerert Bronze Tap, very, very handsome man, wears multiple pieces of emerald jewelry, has a very, very deep voice, and is certainly susceptible to romance, and tends to, you from your experience,
Susceptible to romance, you're saying?
tends to flirt with
Romanceable.
everybody that comes in that's attractive,
Yes.
regardless of species, gender, age, within
He's
reason.
a
The
romantic.
heart knows what the heart wants.
Exactly.
He wants.
Anytime
And, and his is everything. And the heart wants whatever it can get. It's bloody hands on.
Whatever I can get my
And
a
also
Yorda
weird.
wrapped around.
All right.
Good
Let me
times.
go. I need to go to my businesses section so I can open the menu for the Emerald Earrings.
Hell yeah.
And the group of you will arrive to the Emerald Earrings. It is a very, very fine restaurant for a city that it tends to be stone doors and stone walls with little to no decoration. This place is a beautiful pillar of utilitarian meets fine artistry. It is a free-floating stone building. It's got 4 sides to it. It's not set into a wall anywhere. And all of it seems to be very like utilitarian, strong, sharp-edged like stonework, but the entirety of it is engraved and emblazoned, and there's lots of paint and stuff done to the outside of it, mainly in like deep blues and bright greens, that really draws the eye to this place.
Wow.
Its roofing is almost like what we would think of like kind of traditional like Chinese or like kind of that those big sloping roofs, but it's all a like slab of stone that's been etched into shapes with these kind of scaling patterns instead of individual stones.
Nice. Yeah, it's like faux brickwork. It's like
Yeah.
not actual brick.
It's not actual brickwork, but it looks like a massive. It looks like this thing was a
pagoda
massive
style.
rock that's all been painstakingly carved into one perfectly like etched and edged building.
That reminds me of something I'll complain about in between sessions.
We'll get to it.
We'll get.
Cool. All right, everyone.
Do you guys arrive early on time or late?
I guess I'll be there early.
I want to be there early.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm marching your asses in.
I
Lala, hurry up! Get out of the bathroom.
I
be there
was doing my
perfectly on
makeup.
time.
Alright, Lala, we'll
Perfectly
meet you
on
there.
time.
We're leaving.
I will hang back and be
Okay.
there perfectly on time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Shows
the rest
up
of you are
20
gonna be
minutes
early.
late.
Okay.
I'm 5 minutes late.
Okay.
What? That's fair. You're gonna have your grand entrance.
The 3 of you arrive a little bit early, a decent bit early.
might as well
and
get a table and get some
Yeah.
drinks and stuff. It'd be
If-
nice if when they show up, there's already drinks.
Yes. Arriving a little bit early, if you say that you're here with the Rubyfist meeting, they have a table prepared. You go and you sit. You can see it's a table that is like up along a bar front, essentially, that is kind of tucked around more on the side, where you guys could be kind of sitting in a like right angle line, and that there's like could be somebody in front of you that seems to be more or less personally taking your order and keeping up with you guys individually. Think like sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's instead of like the sushi chef that's there for everybody, it's like there's a chef person there that's just talking with you and taking orders from you.
It's a personal sushi bar.
Exactly.
It's like a
essentially
Benihana's.
a personal sushi bar that you guys have
Right.
brought to.
I've never been fancy enough to have anything like that in my entire life. But that
Well,
sounds
you
rad.
do get that one place we go to a lot. That
Oh,
they cook-
teppanyakis. That's like
Yeah,
hibachi. Yeah.
Kind of like the hibachi.
That's more like.
We gotta go there.
Oh, teppanyaki is so
I want to go
I
there.
haven't
They're
been
so
there in,
good.
like 4 years.
Hell yeah.
Last time I
am
went
down.
there, it was not great. But we can. That's
Side
something I
note.
can complain about in between episodes. But yeah, and arriving there, there's an individual who will be like, "Can I get you any drinks while you're waiting for the rest of your party?"
Yeah.
Wine, probably.
Oh, that's good.
Would you like the two main wines we offer are the Blood Moon Red and the Brightfields White. If you are looking for perhaps for a bottle for the table, we could also tempt you with the Moonbow, of course.
Oh.
Well, we can't do the Blood Moon Red. It's trying to turn all my lands into mountains.
Inspiration, fuck you.
All I have is red now.
I mean, I think.
I swing my sword. Shit, I cast Fireball.
I mean,
Anyone can make a intelligence check to see if you know what.
can I make an alcoholic check?
Ooh.
I'll
That
let
certainly
you
can't be an intelligence check.
use wisdom or charisma instead, if you like.
I'll use wisdom instead.
Intelligence check.
I want to ask if we can get a
17.
small
And I'm
sample
not
of
there
each.
enough to inspire
Or if I could try a
you.
small
Not there
sample of
yet.
each.
21.
21. What was yours?
17.
17. So you would know that both the that both the Blood Moon Red and Brightfields White are just good wines. They're nice wines. They're the kind you serve by the glass. You know that Moonbow specifically is a very fine, fancy elven wine that tends to be more expensive. Does not tend to be sold by the glass. It's like and the person will say when you ask if I can do, you're like, I can certainly bring small tasters of both the Blood Moon and the Brightfields. The Moonbow is only sold by the bottle, and we can't crack a bottle for tasting.
Well,
I'll
part-
buy
see-
a bottle for the table.
okay, well,
What's
see,
Moonbow?
well, part of my question was
To impress the Rubyfist.
Right, but if it depends, I think, on how dwarfy they are.
Oh, that is
I don't know
true.
if they're gonna like an elven wine.
I will certainly like the elven wine.
Yeah.
I will drink it all myself.
I'll just ask do you know much about the Rubyfist folks that we have coming today? Have they made an appearance at the restaurant before?
I believe Tulvir frequents here fairly regularly.
Does he like the Moonbow?
Tulvir is a woman.
Oh,
Dwarf.
she.
Uh-oh. Already
Thanks for
started-
heads up. It's the beard. It's the beard.
They just think we swore
Listen,
to
depending on how your dwarven mythology is, or like lore.
Most of the dwarven women you've seen in this town don't have beards, but some could. You never know. And she's a woman. She comes here regularly. Tends to get. She seems very. I mean, your business partners. I don't want to be disrespectful. Of course, she's very stern, very serious, but likes the finer things.
Perfect. A bottle for the table then, but we'll leave that for dinner proper, and I'll just have a mountain, the red.
I think I want the red as well. I'll do down the mountain.
Just and I'll bring a couple small glasses for you.
Sure.
And she comes out with.
You can commit.
You can see that there's two. You did the red as well,
I
right?
know
So
my
both
wine.
of you will have nice, like they're fine wine glasses with red wine in it that you can see is like a pretty deep, dark red color.
Now, Candleus is sipping wine.
I am. You're talking to a seasoned alcoholic. I understand alcohol.
If I had a nose, it would be giant and red.
Don't mind me. I'm just working on your guys' tab.
Yeah,
I like the.
I know.
I
I know where this
also-
is going. Don't worry, we got 50 platinum. I'll cover it.
I love the
As
idea
best
of
I can.
Candle getting.
I have a little bit of. I have like 100.
You
gold
spent a
left,
bunch of
so I
stuff
can-
on supplies for the team.
Bring out the 2 small tastes. You can see that there's that dark kind of reddish in a small little glass. They're like these very like little curved, tiny like taster glasses. And the other you can see a pretty golden white. It's a white wine, but it's like kind of that very
kind of a
rich
Chardonnay.
golden Chardonnay look. It seems to have a bit of bubble to it, whereas the red seems much more.
Sure, as a noble,
champagne.
I was trained in like proper wine tasting, so I'm gonna like do the full fancy.
He's a sommelier.
Give me
What's a sommelier check?
a history.
Yeah.
Give me a
I
history.
like it.
I like the idea of Candle trying to drink wine, but he's put his whole beacon like
18. He looks
just
very
have to
dignified.
pour it very
This guy you're used to seeing like on the front lines
Yeah.
brawling like very.
I've seen him tear
Oh,
the
and also
hell
you
out.
do you do get your suit back, and it's very much a classic style tweed suit that's been finely tailored to be a very modern fitted suit. That's had this like kind of large fur collar added and shoulders
pretty rad,
like
actually.
adding to it to make it have this kind of built up top.
like
Which you're wearing. And you kind of take and sip each of these. The red is the finer of the two, definitely. The like fancier of the two. The white is easy sipping. The red is more of a like a Merlot. It's more of a like whiskey of wines kind of wine.
I'll order a full glass of red then.
Okay. And you can see that they bring out a fine like kind of basin that has ice in it, and they set it kind of up higher on the top, and setting inside of it you see a fine bottle of Moonbow, which is a pale white color, almost milky, that has like a glittery shimmer like swirling around inside of it.
The elves are strange folk.
Yeah.
Would you like some fungal? And then they said, would you like some fungal charcuterie brought out for the table as well?
Oh, absolutely.
How many total will there be? Should we
There'll
get enough for
be,
everyone?
well,
5
how
of
many-
us, and then I don't know.
However many are the. We'll say 8 to be safe.
Okay.
I don't know if the Rubyfist is gonna have anybody with her, but
Right.
Not best to have
She
more
mentioned-
than to.
Eric said, "You rat bastard."
There's a reason why he had Vickelroy just drop that. I think she wants us to pay.
Yeah. No, listen. You gotta spend. This is business. You spend money to make money.
You guys are willing to do
Will,
it?
can you get me a Dr. Melvin?
Oh,
Just
I
a regular
love
Dr.
something.
Yeah, just regular Dr. Melvin.
Luckily, the AC kicked on, but
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Gets a little musty in here when the door's closed to keep the sound out. And after a little bit of time, arriving will at exactly on time will be a true dwarf, of course, Dermir. And Dermir, you enter in practically simultaneously with 2 other individuals. One of which you can see is a familiar face, a dwarven woman who seems to be chewing on something in the corner of her mouth.
Still chewing on clay, even at the fanciest restaurant in town.
And you can see as they approach, gets a kind of stern look from the other individual and like spits the clay into her mouth and sticks it behind her ear.
I mean, spits it into her hand and sticks it.
Sticks it behind her ear, and the other one kind of rolls her eyes and continues walking. And then Liftrossa kind of coyly follows behind. And the person next to her you can see is, of course, let me get to this section, Tolvir Rubyfist. You can see that she has got fine dwarven, like traditional but very modern, fine dwarven clothing on. She has kind of tanner, darker complected skin. She's got shaved sides and back of her head, and the top of her hair is in short, kind of tightly bound, like dreads, essentially, kind of dreadlocks that flop off to one side and have fine metals sewn in throughout the locks.
Nice.
And a ruby fist.
And oh, fist made of ruby.
Tulvir, that's what it is.
Tolvir.
Tulvir.
Tolvir. Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna greet him.
Okay. As he's they walk in. Well, what greeting do you give to these?
I say,
Oh no.
Tulvir, real ruby force, the truest of dogs. Mining, working with the earth, as Morden ordains.
Give me a persuasion. Give me a persuasion. How well she takes it. 18.
Okay, I was worried it would sound sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. She'll turn and look to you with a pretty stony facial expression and extend a hand and be like, and you are?
I'm Doomer. Trudorf.
Durmir. Are you one of the individuals, and at this Latrasa kind of... He was one of the ones who helped with our situation. Very well.
Yes.
Where's our table?
It is over there. The other ones showed up early for some reason.
She kind of rolls her eyes and probably trying to make a good impression. It's appreciated if unnecessary. Arriving on time is fundamentally the most correct way to do things.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Trudorf, indeed.
And we're about to have one make a grand entrance.
Exactly. Listen, la. It's the finer things.
Look, I have show up early or show up late, extremely drunk. Which would you prefer?
There you go. And arriving, these three individuals show up and take a seat. They'll go around and introduce them. Tulvir will introduce herself to each of you, shaking hands.
I got a bottle for the table. I hope you don't mind.
Moonbow. Good taste.
A little bit fancier than our normal digs. Let's
Pull it out. Trossos are good. Hey, bud, you have bronze brew?
Latrasa is the kind of person that would go to a fancy sushi restaurant and order
Dirty hippie.
You have a Bud Light Lime?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You got twisted tea?
You have Modelo.
Yes.
I respect Modelo a little bit more than most of the other options listed.
Hey, how about some PBR?
Classic.
Be a total of about that much for how much of that she'll drink. Seems like Liv Trossa's just here to kind of make introductions, and then she seems to kind of slide to one end of this right angle and just keep the bronze brews coming and entertain us.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I have all that much business in this business discussion.
That's true.
Either, but we'll find out.
Literally why I did not go.
And she will take and pour. She'll kind of gesture towards the moonbow, and the individuals kind of serving you guys will come, take it out, crack it, pour a glass for her, and then gesture towards everybody else if anyone else wants to have some.
I mean, we bought the bottles.
Yeah, well, might as well get your money's worth. And start to pour it out. At this time too, you can see kind of recorks, sets it back in the ice, comes back around to the other side, and then comes out with 2 large trays of fungal charcuterie. It seems like assorted different funguses and cave mosses, treated and cooked in very fancy and nice ways, and a large smorgasbord. And sets them out in front of you.
I like the cave moss. It's kind of crispy.
It's got the kind of garlicky flavor, and I like it.
Hope it's not fire.
It's like
It's all very good, very fancy.
It's like seaweed.
I hope it's not fire moss.
Oh.
That's a reference only. That's what it's called, right? It's the thing Teft is addicted to.
Oh, yeah. I think it is. Yeah, fire moss. Yeah.
Back to that page.
It's high as fuck.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
horribly addictive.
In the lyrics. And then the server will be like, so what? Are you all ready to order food? Would you like me to go over the options?
We are waiting for one more.
At this, the door opens up and walking in, Lala. Walking in,
Hang on. No,
powerfully.
we need a performance.
Give me a performance for your
It's necessary. It's risk, but it's necessary. There you go. With your performance, +4, so 17.
17. With flourish, you walk in proudly, a lot of eyes turn your way, and you hear from beyond your point of view at first walking in, kind of over your right shoulder, you hear, well, if it isn't Squire Lala Perina Lolipsy the Third in the scales.
Can I take away?
Technically, it's Dane.
In the scales.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Ding.
Definitely a stoner metal name.
It's Dane Lalaburpsy the Third now, Mr. And I'm gonna look over and I'm just gonna look at him and then keep walking.
Corrects him and then walks off.
No, never stops moving.
Hey,
Doesn't lose
if he's got a problem with it, he can take it up with your boyfriend.
That's right. Yeah. You should start a fight. And you just hear a As you walk up to it.
And, and just like that, this whole meal has gone double in price.
There's gonna be a fight. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not this
I know what he
session.
likes.
There is
there's a playground.
going to be a fight between two dwarves. One fancily dressed and
One not so
One
fancy.
trying his best. And arriving there, is this the last member of your party?
It is.
Welcome. Please take a seat. Let me go over the options tonight. We have, I assume, Lady of Grandelio Natrovix yourself here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of our options for those looking for a lighter meal is a fey fruit and barrel stalk salad with a Grandelio Natrovixian dressing. We also have, for a little heartier entree, an infused axebeak cutlet over grilled deep root coins with a citrus cream sauce. If you're in for more of a seafood option, tonight's is the seared quipper fillet and seasonal veggie skewers. And of course, our usual special, the dry-aged owl bear steak with ripple bark butter and garlic blue cap bread.
I love it.
I will happily go over any of these options with you. Again,
I mean-
any questions you have over the menu, happy to tell.
the owl bear does sound delicious, but I think I'll stick. Honestly, I think I'm in the mood for seafood. I'll try the quipper fillet.
The quipper fillet. One quipper fillet.
I will get that as well.
Oh, of course. The seafood option.
You are also doing the quipper?
All the axe beak.
The axebeak cutlet is...
I like the idea of axe beak. That sounds cool.
I'm sure we'll fight them later.
Well, we know they're delicious.
You're going to
What's
do
that? An axebeak, I think. Get it.
dry-aged owlbear steak.
Yep.
Okay.
It's fancy. Goes well with your red wine.
I will also do the dry-aged owlbear steak.
Of course.
Wasted.
And both of them, of course, do dry-aged owl. Actually, yeah, no, it's the least fancy. So one person wants it because it's the most fancy, and the other one wants it because it's the least frilly. So there'll be two more of those going.
There you go.
I assume that that's probably the most expensive thing on the menu,
Well, yes.
which is part of the reason I didn't order it. Because for all the money this company made literally yesterday,
Yeah.
we're
Now you
we're now
decide to
just
save
waiting.
money. Giving kids
500 gold.
500 gold for
Yep.
no reason.
It's okay. If we overspend, we'll send Zeractus back to wash some dishes.
I'm not even here. Like, how you
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
sit
Call him
We'll
in.
send you back to
Well, you gotta flirt with the owner a lot more.
And you guys have a little bit of time. And you have some fungal charcuterie, some fine wine. After a little bit of time, you can see another bottle of Moonbow get brought over and set out on the countertop in front of you. And you can hear a gift from ownership for the table.
Nice.
I'm gonna look over at the owner and give him a wink.
And you see, and look at him, like he is a.
Playing the game.
Scandalous.
Playing the game.
Let me make sure I'm properly representing Gerert Bronson.
He's got. Hang on, let me check my notes. He falls over.
Bloody nose falls off.
Blainos does a stereotypical fall over with the feet up in the air.
And you look at like you know what he looks like. Everyone else can kind of get a glimpse at this dwarf who is essentially completely shaven. No, like shaved clean on top and shaved to where he's got like a slight 5 o'clock shadow. He's got a big, thick plinth of a chin on him.
The Chad chin.
He's got an absolute Chad chin. And you can see dotted like pierced eyebrow, pierced nose, pierced ear, things like he just seems to have these little bits of emerald everywhere, all over his body. Rings, necklaces, bracelets. Emerald is across him all over. And he seems to be wearing kind of like loose-fitting, silky, kind of flowy clothing. And when you kind of go over and give him a wink, he will just smirk, like, not ear to ear, just ear, because one side smirks so high up it could probably touch the lobe, but the other stays, like, flat and straight. And he just gives, like, a kind of half-cocked bow over towards you.
Well, there you go.
I suppose while we're waiting for food, I'd like to chat with the foreman about if they how work reclaiming the mine has.
The blue collar people over in the corner have a conversation.
Yeah.
And talk with her. It's like, yeah, I think Tolbier's gonna bring it up with all of you too, but we've made progress, but hit a bit of a roadblock that I think she's wanting help with.
Is it the same roadblock I hit?
We got through that roadblock, I think.
And you hit another roadblock.
Yes.
Did anyone die?
There was an unfortunate cave-in, and a few miners did not make it out of the cavern.
Okay. Right.
Right. Right.
Well, if you need anyone to scout in the future, considering the location of your mine and the geological features you tend to be mining through, maybe it would be a good idea in the future to let me scout out ahead before you push too far.
I think if, and hopefully it will, the business goes well, that favor may be called upon in the future to avoid, well, you'll see, probably, what's left of it.
Just a whole lot
And
of
you see her, like,
spiders.
as she kind of says that, like, take a swig of bronze brew and kind of thoughtlessly peel a piece of clay out from behind her ear and put it in her mouth and start chewing.
I'll just give her what's left of my red wine as well. It seems like she needs it.
She just stress.
She's stress chewing, and it seems like she kind of has that 1,000-yard stairs of like, I've seen some shit.
I saw some shit too after I went down there.
Mm.
Most of what I saw wasn't real.
Thankfully.
And a little bit of time. So during this, Tolvir does not make pleasantries. She's not like, she introduced herself and is not like, how are things good? She's not a small talker at all. She seems pretty intently, like, eating with poise and eating well, like eating the charcuterie and eating and drinking the wine, like sipping well. It's not like ravenous or anything, but it is very like serious and stern and almost robotic.
Can I roll an etiquette?
Roll me history.
If she wants me, if she would, as a traditionalist, want to wait until after dinner to talk business, or if she's like, oh god, just talk about business right now.
Okay.
Get it over with. Because I can't deal with small talk. History of 19.
Roll me a insight as well.
Insight of wisdom. There is plus
Insight
2.
of wisdom is also going to be
Only a 6. Yeah.
From with the insight, you can only really tell that, without any further detail, she is less of a traditionalist and more of a pragmatist. And that is much you're getting off the insight. With that, you would know that typically it is polite to discuss business over drinks instead of food, because you're not chewing food while you're talking.
Fair. Alright. Well, I'll say, so, what would you like to discuss with us this evening?
Which kind of swirls.
It's the classic. I don't want to. I've already implied that she was a man earlier. So I want
Luckily not to her.
one blunder at a time.
And she will say, I am hoping to potentially do business with your group. We have lots of offers on the table for exporting our ore and our refined goods, but we need oftentimes to have business partners that open other avenues and give other options to us on the broad scale. And what you were capable of doing for us previously proved useful, and with what we've run into since then, potentially necessary going forward. Thus far, you've proven yourselves able to keep your mouths shut. You've proven yourselves capable to deal with problems. These are both things that are very valuable in business. That's the kind of people I want to have as business partners.
Your foreman mentioned that one of your mining operations may have hit another roadblock.
The previously discovered blockage was cleared, and the growth thereon burned away a ways back further, and by my understanding, we discovered quite the gemstone cavern beyond. However, the group of prospectors sent in to get some samples, get an idea of the size of the cavern, did not return, and only one body was able to be recovered, and its state is certainly something.
My condolences. Well, we are exploration experts, you might say.
I am a gloomstalker.
We'd be happy to look into it for you, provided, as you said, those broader benefits.
Your food, as you're kind of pondering, and then coming in, this woman starts dropping off everyone's food.
Oh yeah.
A couple of you have... No one got the salad, because of course, why would you get the salad? Fancy restaurant.
Salad at the fancy restaurant.
What are you, a hippie?
I've only ever ordered a couple of salads at restaurants, but the one that I ordered was at a fancy restaurant in Alaska, and damn, was it good.
Sometimes the salad is the correct choice, don't get me wrong. But when there's owlbear steak...
Right, I agree.
The sage-infused axe-beak cutlet is like a very... It's kind of like a...
salted pork.
It's chicken-like. It is bird. It's kind of a white meat, but it is a bit tougher and chewier, but a bit more hearty and meatier flavored, and has a very fine sage flavor throughout. It seems to be over essentially like coin, like the deep root coins are like a root vegetable that's been cut and sautéed, like kind of like potato almost, potato or root, like or like a carrot. It's kind of a dark colored sphere that has almost a potatoey texture. Delicious. Cream sauce over the top, amazing. Seared quipper fillet, perfectly cooked. It is like individual shreds of like essentially like full quipper that are stuck through, fried along with veggies on these skewer sticks.
Are quipper or axebeak more common on the surface or the Underdark?
Axebeak are more of a surface animal.
Okay.
You know that they're pretty common in the craglands, in the mountainous areas of the craglands specifically, but they're not really an underground species. It's probably imported in.
So we can't hunt for them when we're in the Underdark.
No. Quipper are everywhere. Quipper are eternal. Quipper exist on the surface, but you know that there's kind of different species of quipper, but there's like...
I forgot about that. I totally forgot about Quipper Fish Fry Day.
The Quipper Fish Fry Day.
I totally forgot about that.
That's one that's not the wasn't an
You know
on-camera
that
campaign.
the quipper that you're here are probably cave quipper, that are more from cave lakes and cave.
This is why I bought fishing tackle as part of my Underdark travel.
And the dry-aged owlbear steak is a fine, delicious, tender steak. The ripple bark butter adds a lot of very umami and very rich flavor to the already delicious meat. And the garlic blue, and the goo is pervasive. And the garlic blue cap bread, for those who are willing to eat it, is delicious. It is essentially garlic bread made out of large mushroom caps instead of bread.
Hell yeah.
I want to try and make that now.
It's all going all in my notebook.
What did the boss lady order?
She ordered the steak as well. She does eat the blue cap garlic. The garlic blue cap.
Delicious.
Don't make a scene.
I'm not care for the mushroom.
He says, glaring at a mushroom on his plate.
And looking over at Latrasha, you're missing out. No.
I won't tell him.
Oh, delicious. Your quipper skewers are delicious.
And everything is delicious, very well prepared. The drink is great. And overall, it's a lovely meal.
Cost you 800 gold.
It's a fancy restaurant. It's not...
Yeah, I know. I'm just being overly...
No, the restaurant you start at the end of this campaign
Exactly.
will cost you that.
Exactly.
How
a little bit
expensive a beholder stock is.
And you notice that, like, as this happens, Tolvir eats and doesn't speak.
Okay.
And then finishes eating, waits for you to finish eating, and then starts to speak again. And she says that if you are able to clear this other problem out for us, I can guarantee you we will make a contract. The specifics of will be negotiated at that time.
Well, that's what we hope to accomplish. So I think that's a win-win all around.
Would you like me to go ahead and scout, just in case there's any special preparations we need to make, or would you like me to wait to scout until we're ready to push?
I think we should have a two-pronged approach here, because we should be there to back you up, so it's not like you just go into there, get eaten, and then we have no way of
Traversing the Underdark when we
and
get
then we're
there.
like, well, he's dead, and we got no further information, because I can send you with my raven, and then say, okay, he got eaten by this thing. It at least gives us that
One
little
bird
bit
comes,
more.
two bird enter.
One bird leave. Yeah, exactly.
For the sake of this, we can plan next time, but you guys, the rest of the meal happens. Everybody is brought out a dessert. It's just up to you all. It's essentially ice cream or like a gelato. It's like a frozen, creamy sort of custardy thing. The flavor of which is very earthy.
The flavor.
Vanilla. That's all time. It's kind of a like earthy dirt sort of flavor meets kind of a green tea sort of taste to it. A bit of creaminess to it. It's strange. It's incredibly earthy.
Interesting. Made with moss, maybe?
Potentially.
And
Then
with
go ahead and roll me a wisdom. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom.
Well,
With
look,
proficiency, you're a chef.
I'm playing a chef
You're a chef.
character. I have to ask.
For the
Made
With
with malt.
proficiency, not with advantage, is what
Oh,
he said.
proficiency, excuse me. Only a like 9.
You think there's some assorted tea leaf that's used as part of this? You can't really pinpoint the specifics.
No.
But it is very nice.
Very tasty. I didn't order this.
Here's where we find out what the damage is.
Yep.
You guys have some small talk at the table while I do some.
doing
Need a
some
calculator?
he is the calculator.
Lovely.
No, see, it reminds me kind of like matcha. Like you ever had green tea matcha? Like it's like it's like an ice cream. It's
Oh yeah, it's kind of like in like.
Right, I know what you're talking about.
it's
I've
like a
never.
skin kind of thing.
I've had some green tea ice cream, but it's been a long
I
time.
quite like it.
And
It's
I don't remember where I
it's
had
quite
it
good.
now.
A lot of
Green tea ice
sushi
cream.
places in like
I have it at Sekiro sometimes.
yeah, it's good.
That
I quite like it. Although I have to say, you have to, in my opinion, you have to eat it in like really small batches because I get a stomachache if I eat like the same amount that I would eat of like Rocky Road, or like something like that. Then it's like if I eat that much green tea ice cream, I'm like, it wears off. But like a small amount, like a scoop, you're like very nice for like after dinner eating. But I don't know. I'm a huge nerd for like nice food. And, like hearing about what stuff is. I want to eat Axbird. That sounds awesome.
I really like good food, but I'm definitely like I also really hate a certain level of just like food snobbery.
That is
Where it's just like
steak.
I'm also totally fine with just like
Had it
a
once.
burger with bacon smothered in beer cheese. You know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
delicious
It's
in its own.
At the end, it's 93 gold pieces.
3 gold pieces.
Is your final count.
like, that's not that bad. I have spent way more money on this company.
And you have to take into account, like, think of it this way. I think the way the game describes it, you can spend a gold piece per day to like eat well.
Yeah, so this is
Like,
like
eat good quality.
3 months worth of eating.
This is like 93 gold pieces is a lot
It's
to
a
spend
lot
on
of
food, but
money.
just rate people at a nice restaurant.
Right. Sorry, doing math in my head.
I spent more today.
I spent
more today
You
on
spent more on this outfit. You did spend more on the outfit. You spent more on the earrings.
Yeah. Yeah, this is nice.
93, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I guess at some point we also need to
Alright.
have a discussion about what our next step is for the tracking down syndicate.
Yes.
Tolvir will shake all your hands. Thank you for the dinner. And leave.
As
Of Tron.
as she's leaving, I'm going to invite her to visit Cartersab someday.
He'll roll me a persuasion.
Uh-huh. You and your
I'm not
fancy
very
suit.
persuasive. 8.
Piss.
I appreciate the sentiment. I don't think I'll do that.
Straightforward, at least.
Yeah. For real.
And
I don't think
No.
there's any other Things we needed to. Once again, she said what she needed to say.
If Trassa will be like, see y'all
Thanks,
tomorrow,
Bear.
I assume.
Probably. Yeah.
Give you a wink. Be like, later, chef boy.
You rascal.
Roll me an insight.
Insight. That is numbers 13.
13. You don't think she likes you.
Right.
You think, though, that she's pretty in love with Tolvir.
Yeah.
The way that she follows after and looks at her, you kind of catch this glimpse of like, I'm like, follow behind. Like, it's, you can tell.
Notice
like,
me.
She's like, she has a thing for her boss.
That.
Absolutely.
It's fair. Who would?
She is a true doll.
There you go. All right. Good insight to
I
know.
think Dermier's in love with Tolvir. Match made in heaven. It's rare for
You show up
Morgan.
exactly on time. Order the steak.
But the only downside to you is you eat the
But you eat
mushrooms.
mushrooms. Red flag.
Oh my god.
And I think that is where we will stop this episode of Skygate. I think that's a good stopping point for this one.
Intrigue.
Information, a new mission out ahead of you. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next episode as they delve back into the Rubyfist mines.